Cranford Euthanasia, take one.
You like the Fugees? I don't
Is that where we're gonna start? I mean,
I don't want to kill you softly. It looked like you're about to die hard there.
I do. I mean, what do I really know? What do I know is you got Wycliffe Jean and you got Lauryn Hill and then the other guy, and I feel bad because he's probably referred to as the other guy in a lot of situations. And "Killing Me Softly" is one of the greatest cover songs of all time. And Lauryn Hill had an amazing debut record, and Wycliffe Jean kind of went off the deep end. But
yeah, there's some good stuff out there. Tell me about good stuff you're up to right now.
Well, I want to start by talking about how the fact that you and I, we're like in each other's orbit, but not. So it's like Sasquatch sightings of each other, where people are like, have you met Bec? Have you met Marthame? And we're like, no, but, and then we became friends on Facebook, which is this time's way of not interacting with people that you want to hang out with.
Yeah, kind of Gnostic.
Right.
Like removed from the body.
Right. Oh, I like that. I was thinking more nauseous, but Gnostic also. So, so we're both in Atlanta-ish.
Yeah.
We both hang out in these art and justice and Jesus circles. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of all I think we kind of know about each other.
So I kept hearing about you and how awesome you are and how spectacular you are and how what I would describe not unlike a Claire's keychain you are to many people, because when you show up you bring them joy.
I don't know what that is.
You've never been to Claire's? It's this
No.
place where preteen girls flock in the mall.
Oh man.
You
I
inspire
missed a golden
people
opportunity.
like a keychain, man.
As a preteen.
I thought you were a mythic creature because they kept referring to you, and I didn't know who you were, but I just kept hearing good things about you.
Well, likewise. All right, so you're Bec.
Yep.
You're in Dangerville, Douglasville, outside of Atlanta.
Yep. 8 generations, that's my home.
8 generations in Dangerville.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's kind of the Piedmont
of
Appalachia.
Right. And I'm 3 generations Atlanta Midtown. So that tells you a lot right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, your fam obviously did not leave during White Flight.
No, but we went to like the neighborhoods that were still white.
Right.
So it's not like they were on the south side and moved out further. They just stayed in Ansley Park.
Yeah.
So.
Which is a beautiful area.
It is, you know. But we're in Chamblee, my wife and kids and I.
Which is great antiquing, by the way.
It is.
Chamblee.
It really is.
Hot antiques there.
We've got a lot of stuff we want to sell. So if you ever want to buy antiques, let me know. Have we started the interview?
We're just rambling, and I love it.
So, you've been coming to the Goose for...
I came in the beginning.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you were at the original.
Yeah, I'm friends with Mike Morrell.
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, I was in the Assemblies of God in that denomination and trying to do inventive and innovative things, I guess you'd say. But my heart had been leaning towards some stuff that wasn't, let's just say, sanctioned.
Okay.
But I met some charismatic people that were progressive and different and mystical, and Mike Morrell was one of those, and he was like, you should come to this Wild Goose thing we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I came here and it was really good. It was very healing, and I hadn't quite been kicked out of the Assemblies of God denomination yet. But yeah, gave me a lot to think about.
Yeah.
It's always a good time here. There's always like something moving in my spirit, but also there's a lot of heady stuff that I get to process as well.
Well, and you're working a lot when you're here.
I have been in previous years, yeah. So I used to work with the Wild Goose Festival. I used to work for. I was paid staff with Wild Goose Festival. I transitioned out of that in 2020 last year, and it's a beautiful community where I don't know, just all the work that goes in here. I walk around and I tell volunteers thank you, because without them this would be nothing, and this is a place for so many people of healing and transformation.
Right. Yeah, and that was my experience. I first came 2 Gooses ago, so 2018, and that was my first experience here. And it was really when I was moving. I've always had a foot in that triumvirate of art and faith and justice thing, but had been more kind of mainstream, mainline Protestant, and still have affiliation there, and still have a lot of love and connection there. But to come here and to see this kind of effusive community of welcome was a real gift, and it's been lovely to see. And that was how I first got to know you. You were this person that was driving by. You were the mythical creature driving by on a golf cart over and over again.
Oh, my golf cart.
Hearing your name over the walkie-talkie. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, those golf carts are amazing. And like, if anyone has not gotten on a golf cart, they should.
Right.
Like, that's where you get the breeze.
And if that's really your vibe, there's a suburb of Atlanta, Peachtree City, where they have golf paths and golf cart. It's a golf cart community.
Yes.
Which I'm not going to say anything. I have friends in Peachtree City. So.
Yeah.
So your regular work when you're not here, your regular life when you're not here is what?
Yeah, so I get paid to work with and advocate with and share with people who are experiencing homelessness. I'm one of the 5 directors at Atlanta's largest homeless service agency called the Gateway Center.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been there about 10 years, and it is beautiful, soul-cracking work.
Yeah.
Do that. I've worked in the past with Candler School of Theology.
Mm-hmm.
I'm no longer teaching, but I still supervise students, which is hella cool because they come in and I get to walk with beautiful humans
who are trying to figure how that connects with their sense of call and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's super cool.
I've been eavesdropping on a series of conversations on the future of theological education, and they're talking about how the number of students going into traditional ministry is shrinking and shrinking and shrinking, and that what seminary has become more and more is a place where folk are sorting out a sense of call to the world, and particularly how justice has really fed into that more and more. Yeah. And it sounds like that's what you're experiencing with these students that are coming to work at Gateway.
Yeah, and helping them to grieve expectations and also to reimagine and give birth to something, because like, just because I'm not investments and doing the whole, smells and bells, or because I'm not in a, smoke machine, mega worship church, doesn't mean I'm not doing ministry. So I
never thought about the connection between smoke machine, mega worship, and smells and bells incense. You have just made the connection for me. We gotta put a few drops of, some kind of essential oils into the smoke machine. Yeah, into the smoke machine. Would that be dope?
Yeah.
So you're not in that, but you're still doing ministry, and that's also for a lot of students trying to figure out how is this ministry, what does ministry look like, and I think there's just like a great kind of topsy-turvy world that's happening, which is kind of terrifying and wonderful at the same time.
Yeah, it's like a shift, right?
Yeah.
Tell me what you're feeling about the shift.
I mean, I'm living into it, which is part of what I've experienced. So I went from being traditional church pastor to trying to start a new worshiping community to doing production work as my ministry, and it's given me the opportunity to do things like this. It's given me opportunity to work with folks like our friends at the Ministry Collaborative in Atlanta and help them do a podcast, the 1001 movement of the PCUSA doing a podcast, cool people like the folk at Park Ave Baptist in Atlanta and help them with audio, and then connecting with people who are doing video. And so really seeing myself as still rooted in that PCUSA Presbyterian Church world and doing ministry in places that are not traditional church. And for somebody that grew up at First Pres Atlanta, where I also still have connections and still have dear love and gratitude for the way that they shaped me, this is about as weird as it gets to be. That was my vision of ministry. Big steeple, pipe organ, Baroque era music, hymnals, sitting with my grandparents in worship, treasure it like nobody's business, and have stepped out because that's where the Spirit has been calling me. And I feel freer now doing ministry than I ever have.
I love that you're experiencing that liberation.
Yeah. I think it's an overused word, but I think authenticity. And learning to say that what calling is about, and I think places like Wild Goose have helped me see this, calling is about being more authentically oneself and giving words to it of, I am called to be Marthame, and you are called to be Bec. Yeah. And we may be mythical creatures in each other's orbits. And what that means is the more fully we live our lives, the more authentically and more faithfully we are being God's instruments in the world.
I am going down many rabbit holes in my brain right now.
7 of them.
And I'm feeling very Catherine of Siena. Okay. And I'm also feeling some Howard Thurman. And I'm even feeling some John Wesley. So I'm feeling a lot of coming alive, coming into who you are, being who God created you as
Yeah.
Amazing. I almost said the F-bomb. Amazing child of God.
I can't believe we've talked for 10 minutes and you haven't dropped one F-bomb.
I know. I hope you're still praying for me and my salvation.
I
Thank
am.
you.
It is fucking crazy.